you guys? It's your girl, Mika Chanel, back with another edition of Mika Chanel's Just Saying. Tonight we're talking about the Real Housewives of New York City, season number 7, episode 18. There's one more episode left, you guys, so next week will be the finale. Finally, episode 19 is going to be the finale. I feel like this show has been on forever, okay? What is 18 weeks? That's like, what, 4 months? 4.5 months? That's a long ass time. And then they had like 1 week, I think, where they skipped. So, yeah, it's been close to 5 months that this show has been on, but I love it. I love New York anyways. So we're going to get into episode 18. So it starts off with Carol and Heather. They're like having dinner or something like that. The dinner wasn't that exciting, as usually anything that involves Heather is not very exciting. But I just found this scene to be kind of a little funny because of the way Heather described her and Dorinda's situation going through security checkpoint at the airport, because I guess they got stopped or whatever. And so Carol is thinking that it's because of the urn, because the urn, she says, is shaped like a bomb. And she's saying that like when she took it over to London, you know, the first time, like 15 years ago, you know, that was way before like 9/11 happened, and all of that. And so customs wasn't that, you know, strict back then or whatever. So, or whether security at the airport wasn't that strict back then. And so she's saying like, you know, when they stopped her, she was assuming that it was because of the bomb. I mean, I said the bomb because of the urn. And, but it actually was because she or Dorinda, one of them, had some lip gloss in their bag, and it couldn't get through or whatever, because you know the lip gloss can't be, you know, bigger than whatever, you know, whatever. So that's kind of what it was, and I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know. That's really all I want to talk about that, because it was kind of boring anyways. So we're gonna move on. So Sonia, in the next scene, she invites Bethany and Heather to come to check out models for her show, because she's going to be in Spring Fashion Week in New York City, right? So Bethany comes, she's first, and I'm like, well, how do you let someone else beat you to your own meeting? How does that work, Sonia? Anyway, so Bethany's there, and she's like asking Sonia's people, you know, what am I here for? I don't see any clothes. She's like, well, we're just picking out models today. And Bethany's like, well, I thought I was coming to look at clothes and critique clothes. Like, I have no idea how to pick out models. I don't have models for my stuff. I'm the model for my brand, you know? Like, what the hell? What am I here for? So then Sonia finally shows up, and Bethany gives her, of course, a hard time about not being there on time or whatever. And then finally Heather shows up, and so they bring in their first model. And Sonia is like, no. She is very thin in the waist, and she is more of a Versace model than a Ralph Lauren model. And I need a Ralph Lauren model. And I got what she was saying. But Bethany thought it was a little rude. She thought that she was gonna, you know, that Sonia was gonna give this poor model like body images or whatever, saying she's too thin, she's gonna give her eating disorder, like, I don't know. I got what Sonia was saying, and I'm sure the model got what she was saying, that she, you know, she had that look, not the Ralph Lauren look. Because the Ralph Lauren look, I have a couple of Ralph Lauren dresses, and I love the way they fit because they are made for curvy girls. You know what I mean? Not necessarily like plus size girls, but they are made for more curvy girls. Girls that have like the boobs, girls that have these little hips like I have, you know, and a more slender waist, but they're not so thin like all over. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different kind of look. And I got what Sonia was saying. Like I said, I have some more Ralph Lauren dresses that I like adore, okay? But at the same time, Sonia, you could have said that when the model was not in the room. You know what I mean? But Sonia was like, you know, she used to model for a lot of years, and this is how people talk. So the model should be used to it. Then they bring in the second model, and like, they can't even look at this poor girl because Heather and Sonia are like arguing. They're arguing about something that Bethany said, but Sonia, for some reason, thinks that Heather said it. And I don't necessarily think that it's because she thinks that Heather said it. I think that she just feels automatically a little on guard because the fact that Bethany and Heather both said something about what she said to the model. And she feels like, I think she feels like, because, you know, Heather has kind of been a little less than supportive of all of her, you know, all of her businesses and things like that, except for the toaster oven. Heather, you know, her first season, she did come on and she tried to hook Sonia up with the toaster oven or whatever, but she was still kind of being a little sarcastic in that, you know. So I think that may be why she like kind of focused on Heather in that moment, you know what I mean? But anyway, so then they brought in another model, and she was a little thicker. She wasn't like overweight or anything in my eyes. You know, she had a small waist, but she had a little bit more hips. She had a little bit more booty. And Sonia's like, perfect. She's going to be in my show, you know? So I don't know. I really don't know why Heather and Bethany were acting that way. Because from what I hear is that if you're an actor or a model, you have to develop a thick skin because people are going to tell you, you know what I mean? Like things that you may not necessarily be ready to hear, and you just have to be prepared for those comments that people are going to make. You know what I mean? So I really don't know why. I don't know. Like one side of me says that she should wait until the model leaves out of the room, like I said before. But then the other side of me is just like, you know, the models need to be prepared, you know. And I don't think that Sonia was being out and out rude. You know what I mean? I don't think she just said, this is one look, this is another look. It wasn't, you know what I mean? I think I got Sonia. I just think that her delivery possibly wasn't on time. Anyways, we're gonna move on for that because I just talked about that way more than I should have, and way more than my little notes have or whatever. Oh, but before I move on, Heather did question Sonia's like branding manager or whomever about where they wanted to position Sonia's clothing line in stores or whatever. Like, what designers would you find yourself being located next to? You know what I mean? They couldn't give Heather a straight answer. Like, the guy, he did the same thing that he did with Bethany when Bethany went originally to meet with all of them that by Sonia's request or whatever. He just kind of talked in circles. He didn't make much sense. And he always seems to be on the defensive, right? I'm like, maybe that's because he lost his hair at a young age. I don't know. But like, he always seemed to be on the defensive. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. But anyways, let's move on. I just hope that, okay, let's not move on. I just hope that Sonia isn't getting taken advantage of. And I hope that she's dotted all of her I's and crossed all of her T's, and she does not lose out on any money, and these people are not taking advantage of her, you know, just for the sake of being on the show. That happens, I'm sure, a lot. You know what I mean? And Sonia just seems like such a trusting person. I love me some Sonia Morgan, okay? I just really do. She reminds me of, I will probably be Sonia in about 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Maybe less than 20 years, actually, because she's in her 40s, right? Or is she in her 50s? I can't remember what she's in, but I'm in my 30s, so I don't know, maybe 10 years, I'll probably be Sonia Morgan. I just love her. She knows how to have fun. She seems to be a good mother, even though you don't see her daughter on the show, you know. I really like her. She just has a lot of fun, and that's kind of, I feel like I'm the Sonia sometimes in my group, you know, not necessarily, I don't know, I just feel like I'm always the one that wants to have fun. I don't want things to be too serious, and if things get serious, I always try to diffuse it and try to bring it back to the lighter side, you know what I mean? Like, when you get together with your friends, you just want to have fun, you know, you just want to let loose. You don't want it to be so, like, dramatic and just conflict all the time, you know. You just want to come, you want to have your wine, like I have right here, as usual, you know what I'm saying? You just want to have your wine or cocktail, whatever cocktail talk till you want, and just enjoy being around your friends. You don't want to hear the bickering, the complaining, all of that. Like, nobody wants to hear that bullshit, okay? Nobody wants to hear that shit. I got enough shit to bicker and complain about. You know what I'm saying? It's just, for what? What am I going to complain about? It's my life. It is what it is. And if there's anything that needs to be changed, the only person that's going to change it is me. So why am I complaining to your ass about it? You know what I mean? I'm just going to come out and have a glass of wine so I can forget about the bullshit. That's how I feel. And I think that's how Sonya feels. Anyways, we're going to move on. So, Dorinda, not really much happened in this episode. I really want to get back to the fashion show because that's basically what this whole episode was about. But I do want to bring up Dorinda and Ramona. They had like a lunch or whatever. And Dorinda was saying, I guess, that when she was in London with Carol, she forgot to check in with John a couple of times. And I guess he had called like the hotel security. Had the hotel security come and like knocking on her door in the middle of the night because he was worried about what was going on. And I'm like, ew, really? Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I guess it's okay that he's concerned, but that just seems a little overly concerned to me. You know what I mean? And I think Dorinda felt the same way because Dorinda's like, I mean, like, what did he think I was getting into? Like, did he think I was in trouble because did he think I had another man sleeping in the bed with me or what? But she was just saying, like, John is kind of a little insecure or whatever. And I mean, I think that Dorinda might be a little out of his league, honestly, just from watching them interact with each other. Just hearing what some of the other ladies have to say about him or whatever. I think that she might be a little out of his league, and I think that he might be a little insecure. You know what I mean? Not to say he doesn't have money, like she has money. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It's more of an attitude. You know what I mean? Kind of like, you know, he seems to be a little more rough around the edges than she is or whatever. So I think that he feels like she's out of his league. So therefore he's, you know, a little insecure about that. So I get it, John. I get it. But she seems to really care about him. Well, okay. I thought she seemed to really care about him, but in this last episode, it kind of seemed like she might have been leaning more towards maybe he's a rebound guy and maybe he is not the guy. You know what I mean? Because, you know, he's the only person that she's dated since her husband passed away. They've been together like almost 3 years at this point. And I think like next episode, he may be trying to propose to her. I don't know. I just saw like the preview or whatever. And which means that she started dating him like within a year or less after her husband died. And that's just not a lot of time. For me, even if you're just separating for someone that you've been with for years and years and years and have that kind of connection with, I don't think a year is enough time to get into another serious relationship, excuse me. So to have someone die and have like, oh my God, like, I don't know, maybe it's different when, I don't know. And everybody's different. Everybody heals different. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody goes through different things. I just think for me, I don't know, like, if I would jump into a relationship so soon after a divorce or my husband passing away or anything like that. Maybe have a few booty calls, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Girl got needs, but but we're not having no, like, man that's checking up on us and calling security when we in another damn country. You know what I'm saying? You know, you need a little bit of space. You need to figure out what's going on with you. And it seems like Dorinda may be kind of getting to that. You know, she's getting back out. She's being social again or whatever. So we'll see. I'm sure she's going to be back next season because we all love Dorinda. So if they don't bring her back next season, something is wrong. Because the chick with the artificial leg, Aviva, that's her name, Aviva Drescher. If they can bring her ass back for 2 seasons, they damn sure better well bring Dorinda ass back. And if they can bring Kristen's ass back, they can bring whomever back, okay? Y'all might as well bring Alex McCord back up in this mud if y'all gonna bring Kristen back year after year, okay? Because Kristen, what the hell does she do? She is so fucking boring. You know what I mean? And speaking of Kristen, she's actually the next thing I wanted to talk about. I feel kind of bad now leading into her being boring, and then but we're gonna be excited about Kristen, right? Because I'm sorry, Kristen, but you are just. I mean, you're whiny. You just always have this like screw face on. I mean, you just don't bring any kind of entertainment at all to the show. You know what I mean? Like last season, I kind of connected with her with the whole thing with her husband working a lot, and and then they had a child that had special needs or whatever. But they don't even really show her family or anything this season. It's just, pretty much just all of the ladies all the time. And I think that she gets overshadowed in this group. And she doesn't have a strong enough personality to stand out in this group. So you need to bring people on this show that can kind of like mesh well and like click. And people have similar personalities, so that one person isn't always getting, I forget the fuck Kristen's on this damn show. I mean, seriously, I forget her ass is on the show sometimes. Kind of sort of with Carol too. But hopefully Carol, I think Carol has a lot more going on, and a lot more to say. I just think she gets a little shy. I don't know. She has an issue speaking her mind, but Kristen is just dull. Okay? She's just dull. And there's nothing wrong with being dull. There's nothing wrong with just having a regular life where you go to work, your husband goes to work or whatever, and you stay home and take care of the kids, or you go to work, you both go to work, and you come home and you have family life. That is okay, because that is my life, okay? But it's the reason that certain people are on TV is because they're entertaining. And I just don't think that she's entertaining. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Anyway, so like I said, the next thing I want to talk about was Kristen. Which is, she has her nail polish pop of color. I said I was going to go online and try to find it, but I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to go online and try to find her pop of color because I would love me some nail polish, y'all. Anyways, so her nail polish was featured in New York Fashion Week. I think it was this past spring. In the Eli Tahari show. So that was really cool for Kristen. Like, you know what I mean? That someone did it. So like all of his models had her pop of color on their nails. And like they had like a little nail bar in the back where you could go and you could polish your nails if you wanted to or whatever. And I just really thought that was cute. I'm excited. Anytime a woman is doing her thing, I'm excited about it. And here come Carol talking about, so you didn't use any of the names I used? Carol, no. Because nobody wants a fingernail polish called Thrust or what did she say? Like 69? I don't know. She has some old like nasty old names for these polishes. Like, no, that is not girly. Like, when I think of fingernail polish, like, I am not in any way a prude. Far from it, okay? But, like, I'm still very girly. And so there's some things I just don't want. I'm not going to buy a fingernail polish called Backdoor. I'm just not. You know what I mean? It doesn't fit the girliness of me. But, you know what I mean? But then there's the other side of me that, I'm married. So, whatever. But at the same time, I don't know. So, yeah, I get it, Kristen. I get it why you didn't want to use any of Carol's ideas. Because Carol's a little horn dog that thinks she's 25. Anyway, so, yeah. So, basically, this is where we go into Sonya's fashion show. Sonya's fashion show. It starts off very bad. Like, I don't know if it was as bad as we thought it was because of editing. You know how they edit things to make it look, more drama, more dramatic than what it really is. But I'm sure there was a lot of chaos. And I'm sure that happens in like every show, fashion show. But it starts off Sonya like she can't get her models together, the looks aren't right, like people aren't doing what she wants them to do. But then she brings all of her first looks out, and everybody looked fabulous. People in the audience were loving the outfits. I liked the outfits. They were really nice. You know what I mean? But then it came time for the second act, and she had to go through the same thing that she went through the first time for the second act. And I'm like, well, don't you have it together by now? It's like as soon as one model comes back off the runway, you need to be dressing her and then sending her ass back out there, right? But so anyway, so it was a little wild. It was actually a lot of wild. Because in the lot of while that Sonya was in the back trying to get her second act together, fucking Ramona and Bethany get into it. You know what I mean? They were like, they need, what is it called? They need a lesson on how to fight fair. Like, they give you like couples and stuff. My husband and I have this like, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a list of how to fight fair. And you know what I mean? Like, I think all the housewives in every city needs these like dang things, because it started off with Bethany asking Ramona about something that she had said, I think to Heather, saying that Bethany cheated on her first husband or whatever. And Bethany's like, well, that is not even true, But then it goes on into like a whole, like so many other things, you know what I mean? Like, she starts talking to Ramona about how she put the bartender down at her job, at the party, and just a couple of other things. I'm like, stay with the topic. Stay with the topic. Like, y'all need some damn conflict resolution solutions up in here, okay? Y'all need to learn how to talk to each other, because this is just ridiculous. Like, how do you go from being mad about Ramona saying something about your prior marriage, which had to have happened well over a decade ago, because we're on season number 8? Season number 7 of New York City, and Bethany wasn't married when she first came on this show. So, it had to have been like 9-10 years ago or something, you know what I mean? So how does it go from talking about something like that to then talking about the fact that Ramona, put down the bartender, to then going to the dresses that Ramona was supposedly have taken from Bethany and never gave back? Like, y'all, learn to fight fair, okay? Stick to one topic. So I'm assuming that next week Bethany and Ramona aren't going to be getting along, and probably during the reunion they're not going to be getting along either. But anyway, Sonya's show, it goes off. She has her second act. Everybody is excited about it. Everybody gives her kudos and is just congratulating her. And I am so happy that Sonya finally did it. You know what I mean? Like, finally, she can shut these ladies up, okay? Because they just been talking like Sonya's so delusional. She's got this business. She's got that business. She don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I am so happy that she finally had her day to shut these bitches up. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Because I know what I'm doing, okay? Y'all, I paid off $7 million, okay? $7 million. Now, any woman that can pay a $7 million debt with no real job that I know of, that's a bad bitch, okay? And that's whose team you need to be on, all right? I am dead serious, y'all. How she pay off all that damn money? She is done. Like, she paid it. Like, how did she pay that money? I need to be in Sonya's Life Lessons 101, okay? That is where I need to be. Anyway, so that was kind of it. You know, the fashion show was nice. The clothes were nice. Everybody seemed to enjoy the show. I think Heather had to leave in between the first and the second viewings. You know, the Bethany and Ramona thing, you know, I'm sure it's going to drag out. But they've been at odds since the beginning of the dang New York franchise. You know, they've been like back and forth. Because Ramona, just like Bethany said to her, she's like, you can't keep getting away with this. You can't keep saying things and doing things and then people just brushing it off saying, oh, that's Ramona. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, she can get away with it because that's just her. She doesn't mean anything by it. But Ramona is very vicious, and Ramona can be very vicious. You know what I mean? Like, she'll say things. I just remember last year, she was the one that told, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, but she was the one that had told everyone that Sonia could possibly be losing her townhome in New York, you know? Like, isn't that your girl? Why are you gossiping about that? Sonia's not talking about that, so you shouldn't be talking about that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm just happy that Bethany told her, like, you can't keep getting away with this. You know what I mean? You're a grown woman. You need to say what you mean and mean what you say. And don't say something and then the next minute say that you didn't mean that, or say, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I just want, you know what I mean? No, you can't do that. You can't go around talking about people and then not thinking that there's going to be some dang repercussions because of it. You know what I mean? You just can't, Ramona. You can't. You know? Anyway, so that was it. That was the episode. That was Real Housewives of New York, episode number 18, season number 7. I'm excited to see, like I said, the finale next week. I'm more excited about the reunion. The reunions always give me my life. All the reunion shows give me my life. You know what I mean? So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end it with that. Right? Let me see. Let me make sure. Oh, yes. Bethany had said to Ramona, during their little argument, like I said, they went from this to a whole bunch of other stuff. So Bethany's like, well, how would you like it if I said something about Mario and his little mistress? Because I know her. And even though I know her, I never commented on it because I also know you. And I know that we're affiliated through this show, and I would never do anything like that because I don't want it to be any kind of conflict. You know what I mean? So that just goes, I don't know, I just want to throw that in there because I thought that was interesting that Bethany knows Mario's fling. Like, how the fuck small is this New York? New York, when I went to New York, this shit seemed big as hell to me, and I've only been in Manhattan. We went to Harlem to shop, but that's still considered Manhattan. And then we walked across the Brooklyn Bridge and came right back. That's all we did. So pretty much I've only been in like the Manhattan area. And that thing area seems very small, but I guess like the residential part of it is not that big, I guess. I don't know, but they seem to know a lot about each other, right? Anyway, so yeah, so that was it on this episode. Like I said, I'm looking forward, and I'll be back next week to discuss the next episode. Like I always say, you guys, please like this blog. Please comment on my blog. Please share this blog posting if you enjoyed it. Even if you didn't enjoy it, just share it anyway. Okay? And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And until next time, please stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. Bye-bye.